Thank you, honorable members of Connecticut House of Representatives, Madam Chair. Thank you. My name is Dr. Metashar Dillon, and this is
Joe Young.
Case that we do.
they all have their own testimony, but they wanted to be unified today so we could tell you how important it is for the tax credits to stay here in Connecticut and might even increase. And I just want to tell you about our personal experience. One, I stand before you as Dr. Metashar Dillon to discuss the House Bill 5110, which represent a pivotal opportunity for our state's film and entertainment industry through strategic tax incentives. Our goal is clear: to create a competitive advantage that will not only retain, but also attract film production companies to Connecticut. To understand the necessity of this bill, we must first examine the landscape of the film industry. States like Georgia, Louisiana, California have successfully leveraged tax credits to become hotspots to the film industry. Georgia, for instance, offers up 30% in tax credits, catalyzing a robust film and entertainment sector. This strategy has not only boosted their local economies, but also created thousands of jobs. So let me be clear. I want to really elaborate the structure, the way it is, needs to change. We definitely need to rectify what our tax credits to be used for businesses in Connecticut. So the tax credit won't go out. So that will solve one of your problems, that you should be registered for at least a minimum to be a tax business or agent here in Connecticut, so that that tax credit can benefit the businesses in economy in Connecticut. Connecticut must adopt a forward-thinking strategy that not only matches but exceeds these offerings. Our approach should integrate competitive tax incentives, which invests in cutting-edge technologies, like technologies that are moving forward. The rise of artificial intelligence, as highlighted by source like content detector AI, is reshaping industries and replacing traditional jobs, including those in manufacturing, a sector once vital to Connecticut's economy. The top 10 states with the highest tax credits to film production, based on recent data, typically included Georgia, 30%, and Louisiana, up to 40% for in-state expenditures, including 5% labor incentive. New York, 25 to 30, California, New Mexico, Illinois, Ohio, Massachusetts, Connecticut being number 9 out of the 10, and then Pennsylvania. These states have developed their tax credit programs to attract film, television production, boosting local economies, creating jobs in entertainment sector. The specifics for these incentives can vary and are subject to legislative changes, so it's important for stakeholders to stay informed about the most current policies. So to address this, our strategy must be twofold. First, we must enhance HB 5110 to include tax incentives specifically designed to attract film production companies that are utilizing the new technologies that are coming. The move will not only position Connecticut as a leader in modern filmmaking, but also as a hub for technological innovation. Second, we must look beyond film production, the emergence of the technologies that are coming. And it's a necessity and an urgent response. Why? Because we have a product of the film industry, and us living around the country, paying taxes to all the other states that we have lived in for film and movie. For your, can any good thing come out of Connecticut? Chase W. Dillon, who is the child star for The Haunted Mansion. Been in the industry that's now taken the lead on helping other kids change the trajectory of their lives, that's directly impacting the underserved into the film industry. So now he has a movement where this will be his 4th annual that's going to be done here in Connecticut this year to help kids. We've done it 2 times in California, 1 time in Georgia. This year is going to be in Connecticut, so we can help enhance the Connecticut economy, the taxes that we are paying in these other states. So I applaud you to please make sure that we would change the trajectory of future generations. If we move this tax incentive from Connecticut, it just will not prosper the underserved community that's impacting the young people directly. Their lives are changing. The lives of young people are changing, and we're bringing the industry, high-level industry directors,
You have
agents,
reached 5
introducing.
minutes as a panel.
So just because I'll come back, but I just wanted to stop there to say, for our current position to match our surplus, Georgia's #1 ranking film production incentive. We was on a production, Haunted Mansion with Disney. We filmed in Georgia most of the time. Then we went to Louisiana, and then we went to California. We filmed out of the country, and the incentives that they're giving, they're helping productions by enhancing what they're bringing to the table. So I ask that we bring experts in, and I know one of the line producers that do all the auditing and all the filmmaking and all the money and making sure, but the key is making sure rules are changed, that those tax dollars benefit the companies if they want to sell their tax credit, be to companies in the state of Connecticut. So that's my recommendation.
I'm the president of Joey Entertainment. I'm the president of Hartford's Got Talent. I am the chair of the City of Hartford Film and Media Commission. Our location is a 2-story building in East Hartford, but it just didn't happen. In 2011, I created a movie. It was my first movie called Diamond Rough. And we were struggling during the production, but we got it done. We were able to finish the movie by using the money from the tax credit, right? And so we were able to finish the movie. And then later, after that, years passed, it allowed me to work with people like Smokey Robinson and things like that. And so, again, I feel that the tax credits are necessary because as a production company of color, it gave me a chance to be able to do that. So that's an element that we need to think about. And I'll pass it to Chase.
Hello, can you hear me? My name is Chase W. Dillon. I am an actor, producer, filmmaker, and philanthropist. And my passion lies in ensuring that we equip the next generation with the tools needed to thrive in a rapidly changing world, especially as we step into the new age of artificial intelligence. This is not just about technology, it's about education, preparedness, and shaping the job market of tomorrow. I have many film titles ready for production and now looking for the most competitive and supportive state, ideally Connecticut. My involvement in upcoming projects reflects my keen interest in leveraging the state's potential benefits like enhanced tax incentives and robust educational systems to create compelling and innovative productions with Connecticut's aim to improve its standing in the film industry. It's poised to become an attractive location for such ventures, offering a blend of cultural richness and technology advancement that could greatly benefit the production and the perception of animation and AI-generated films. The success of these projects in Connecticut could set a precedent showcasing the state as a leading destination for film production in the era of artificial intelligence and innovation. Reflecting on history, we see pivotal transitions such as the shift from the industrial to the information age. Nations that failed to prepare for these transitions were left behind, struggling to catch up. We are at similar crossroads today with AI. Connecticut must not repeat the mistakes of the past. Instead, we should lead by example. Keeping the tax credit is more than a measure for improving market competitiveness. It should be a beacon for educational reform and workplace development. We must invest in a super traditional education platform that not only anticipates, but also shapes the market needs of new job opportunities and industries. Our goal should not be to pivot Connecticut towards nurturing young minds to lead in these, should be to pivot Connecticut towards nurturing young minds to lead in these emerging fields, in addition to making the playing field more competitive. I am personally engaged in upcoming learning management systems and dual enrollment programs, which blend high school and college education. These innovative educational pathways are the future, and it's crucial that we bring all of Connecticut's students along on this journey. traditional education models need to evolve to include incentives for adopting cutting-edge systems to prepare our youth for the impending challenges and opportunities. And as my mother said, I have done 4 years of YHA Showcase, and I basically get kids into acting, and I mentor them to the actors, directors, and producers, and we are doing one this year. And so I think if we keep this tax credit, then it will be more work, it will be more studios here, and Connecticut will be put on the map. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And I just wanted to give
Yeah.
Chase credit. A lot of people don't realize he's 13, right? And
He's 14 years
but
old.
going to Stanford University, and he's been in the Book of Clarence that you see at the movies. He's been in The Harder You Fought, They Fall.
Underground Railroad.
Underground Railroad, and he's
Period
nominated.
pieces.
He's right here in Connecticut, and we need to support him in the future.
And he has a lot of mentors that are willing, that are mentors to his college program that are willing to come here to help enhance. You know, you talking Barry Jenkins from Underground Railroad, you talking James Samuels, you talking, you know, he has 30 films ready to go. And we put in a budget for a film that's coming at the end of 24 to be filmed here in Connecticut. But we talking 30 films ready to go, taking 5 at a time to be financed to bring economic development here to enhance the economy. So anything, like the young man said before me, anything it takes to get it right, I can even refer some experts to you to teach you, to show you how to understand the whole business model so that we can make sure everybody stay employed. He is a SAG member, and we just want to say thank you for this opportunity. And you can look him up, Chase W. Dillon. We're from Kingdom International. We're a nonprofit, and we help enhance the economy to raising up economic development to people that are underserved.
Thank you. You make a compelling case for the many ways the industry could have a positive effect on the community, and we hope we can keep you in Connecticut. So or back in Connecticut after your brief sojourn somewhere else. Any questions? Representative Baumgartner.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you so much for your testimony. Chase, I just got to say that suit of yours is absolutely fresh. Very few people can pull off maroon.
Thank you so much.
We had a dear colleague that used to do it quite a bit, and I miss him quite a bit. And so not easy to do, of course, to pull off that color, but you're doing it well. We heard some of the movies you're in, and one of my personal favorites, The Harder They Fall. But one invoked over and over again was Haunted Mansion, and I understand you filmed in Georgia, I believe Florida and California, and perhaps one other state. But just out of curiosity, what I didn't hear was Connecticut. And obviously each year we're doling out hundreds of millions of dollars for this credit. And obviously so important to support our film industry. I've also heard Mystic invoked quite a bit. I happen to represent Mystic, home of the Seaport, Mystic Pizza and Mystic Aquarium. But we also have a lot of needs that we got to fund at the state level, of course, a lot of competing interests. And so my question to you, Chase, is what can we do as a state moving forward to ensure that filming, the best part of what you do in acting and state, to actually having the stage crew, the whole production here in the state as opposed to outside states?
Well, as you said, I have yet to do a film in Connecticut, and I really do want to change that because I grew up here. This is my home, and I would love to put Connecticut on the map. And I think that Connecticut hasn't really had the same resources that all these big people have had. Atlanta is like the hub of films now. And, I mostly film in Atlanta. So I think it's a lot of the resources that they have that we don't, and a lot of the people as well. Because if you look at it, a lot of celebrities are now moving to Atlanta. A lot of big names and big people in the industry live in Atlanta and all these different other places, but you don't see many of them in Connecticut. So my goal, and I have a lot of connections to those kinds of people. So my goal is to contact those kinds of people and to bring them into Connecticut and bring studios here and bring celebrities here and put this place on the map, because we are getting swallowed from states around us, such as New York and Massachusetts and places like that. But I think if we, bring the right people here, we could definitely, make something work.
Well, thank you, Chase. You're
And tax credit, of course.
absolutely, you're wise beyond your years, and look forward to following your career closely. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Mashinsky.
Thanks, Madam Chair. I think you're the youngest philanthropist we've ever had speaking. So good. So good luck to you and continued success.
Thank you.
This is just off the cuff question, and you may or may not want to weigh in on it, but we have all these little local public access TV stations where they train young people to use camera equipment to make videos and so on. And they're hanging by a thread right now because the industry has changed so much that their funding source is shrinking. And in the Energy and Technology Committee, we're trying to figure out how to save these little stations. Is there any way they could work in concert with the film industry so that the students that are studying film and production in these local access TV stations could also work with your professional movie production operations?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I think, and that's another one of my goals. I'm still getting mentored, but I also mentor kids as well, mentor them to become actors and directors and filmmakers and, things like that. And so that really plays a big part in what I do, because I would love to see the youth come up and do what they love to do and, make films, the whole nine. And so what you touched on, I did not know that. So I think that's a really crucial thing. And your question was to how do we help that?
Start by inviting them to your platform.
Yes. So
They can participate and have access to what you're doing.
Please put your microphone on so that everyone can hear you. Thank you.
So I was saying to Chase, that's a great question, and thank you for that. So the answer to that is, of course, he would start by inviting them to his platform, inviting them to, shadow and be a part of the films as a student, to be a part of what he's doing. So you talk about a young kid that's talking about bringing 30 movies here to Connecticut, but we have to make sure we lock this tax credit down. But all of those, they can have access to being on his film production to do exactly what you just said. Yes, to be a part of that.
Yeah, but I think what she asked was about public access
Public access
stations.
students.
Right.
Yes,
But
students being
there's a direct line where the independent filmmakers can, or studios collaborate.
But by him being a young director, producer, he has one of the most prolific mentors that's up and coming, which is James Samuel, that's connected to, just a whole plethora of people in the industry, and anything that he's doing, they're part of. And so, but he only represents a portion of the children you're talking about. So anything he does, and it has to incorporate young people, the answer is always yes. We're gonna always make sure we can make them fit as students, yes.
And I want to say one more thing, just really quick. There's so much talent here in Connecticut. There's so many kids that I've met that are so talented, that want to become actors, actresses, filmmakers, the whole nine, that just want to be in the arts, period. There's so many of them, and I would just hate to see them miss out on their dream because of this tax credit. And as you said with the filmmakers, I would love to have them in my events, because that's what I do. I get kids ready to do those types of things, and I put them in front of big industry executives. I put them in front of the people that they need to be put in front of so they can follow their dreams. So that's my whole goal. I just really want to see the youth thrive. And so any way you can help, I would
And
greatly
part of what
appreciate
he does, what you're saying, madam, is that he gave out $1 million in scholarships last year to children that want to go and be in film or journalism. And so he's expanding it this year to children that want to do engineering. So we wrote programs. He has a program that he just wrote. We just submitted it, and it's going to run 10 years. And we based it on tax credit that's going to be here, that he's going to tour the country and he's going to drive economics back doing a live television show from one of the original producers who originally produced America Got Talent. We just went on Monday to Excel Center looking at the spot for location that we could do a live television show. We cannot stand for this tax credit to go away when we're behind the scenes. We have a paperwork that we could show you that has films that he has written ready to go. And he'll get the announcement on the April 1st for one of the films that we're going to be producing here, that we're going to employ these community, and then that they are going to bring economics. We pay $3,500, $4,000 a month when we have to move out of when we move out of different states. That's what we're paying to get housed. That's just our rental, $3,500 to $4,000. We're paying taxes in Georgia, Connecticut, Mexico, Louisiana, California. We're paying taxes here. Can you imagine if we could keep our money here, but have that tax incentive? But also, I understand what everybody said before. Of course, we can correct that. Those tax dollars got to go to companies that are registered here in Connecticut. That will solve the problem. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I have a
Sorry,
follow-up
continue.
question. This is a harder question, but would you consider sharing some of the tax credit with these young folks who work in the public access TV stations? Because right now their funding is in jeopardy.
Well, not only that, I can actually step to the table because I'm a grant writing specialist. So I just wrote a $200 million grant that's going to fall under film and, television and creating. So, and then we have another one that's coming up April. So I'm finding money to get people going, and he's going to enhance the young people. His goal is to enhance young people that look like him. He started when he was 7, so he's now 14. So he got his first job when he was 8, and his first big job on his third
Production.
what is it?
Production.
Production, which was the Underground Railroad. So they took him early and they saw the gift and they started mentoring him. So we do what we see. And we plan, our goal is, you should see our goal is to do the same thing. And so that's why we're here. We're here to help, but to give you insight. And I can bring somebody to the table, recommend to you, to show you the business case, how to make Connecticut not just compete, but supersede all the other states.
But yeah, you're right. And just again, I think for public access, I know the state that they're in, we work with Gil Martinez. I think that is the solution, to have a robust, successful tax program. And I think working together with independent production companies will help public access. It's got to be a collaboration if they're going to survive.
The whole STEM program, the whole underserved.
Thank you, Rep. Shinsky. Rep. Doucette?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you all. Chase, you're stealing the show today. I had not heard of you, but I just looked you up, found an article. There's a picture here, you hanging with Tiffany Haddish. I have not seen the Haunted Mansion, but I'm going to go check that out.
Danny
And
DeVito.
you mentioned something about Stanford. What's your affiliation with Stanford?
So I am currently doing dual enrollment. I am doing dual enrollment at Stanford University. So that, and I also gave out a $250,000 scholarship?
Well, you gave out a total of $1 million in scholarship. Each one of them were full ride. So, but it was specifically to kids that wanted to go to college either early or when they graduate for film or journalism. That was this year because we had to talk to the individual colleges to expand it if they want to become doctors, if they want to become lawyers or, engineers, the whole works. So now we're extending it and we've increased it.
Well, that
Yeah.
is beyond impressive.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
I have a 14-year-old. He is not dual enrolled. But I'm gonna make a deal with you. You can go to Stanford, but what we were talking about today, you got to come back
Mhm.
to Connecticut.
Oh, I live
Right?
here. This is my home. I'm
Okay.
always be here. Yeah.
Okay, good, because this stuff we're talking about is great, and you're
Yeah.
right. We're trying to encourage and lift up people like yourself to be successful here. So keep up the good work.
Thank you
Madam
so
Chair.
much. I appreciate you.
Chair Fonfara.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I didn't hear most of the testimony, but I have a feeling it was very impressive. And I just like to recognize Joe Young for his decades and decades of work in the city of Hartford, in particular in supporting young people in the arts, in media. You are a hero to all of
Thank
us in this city. And I had a chance to, and was invited as a guest to the Hartford's Got Talent initiative some months back, and to see the great talent here in Hartford was fantastic. And I know that you and Bob Petroselli made that happen. And
Yep.
I want to thank you publicly
No,
for all you've done for this city and for the young people of Hartford.
and thank you for your support.